Now it's possible this time I've bitten off more than I can chew, especially this one. The right one is extremely creased. As ever, put one to one side. I'm going to start off by stripping off any existing wax polish. I'm going to deal with the creases, the condition of the leather, going to give them some really deep conditioning with some beeswax and some universal leather balm. Sand off any high spots to give the leather a really nice smooth finish before adding the colour back in and bringing them to a nice shine. So let's see how we get on. As ever, laces out, shoe trees in. And let's get started. First of all, Renomat. The shoes haven't been in shoe trees before, and so the creases have set. So I'm going to try and relax the leather with some gentle heat. Now I'm going to try and deal with the creases. This is my homemade leather binder. All it is 50-50 PVA glue and water. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else in it. It's just watered down PVA glue. And we're seeing if this is as effective as commercially bought leather binder, because anybody who's got kids will know PVA glue is one of the cheapest things you'll ever buy for them. It costs buttons, and I'm trying this on a suggestion of a contributor who said that leather binder that you're using, all it is watered down PVA glue. So, and I've tried it a couple of times and it seems to be every bit as good. I don't know if the other one, the commercial one, has extra ingredients in, but this certainly seems to be very effective. And because I've made it myself, I can obviously determine how thick and how runny I want it to be. And with this, I've made it slightly thicker than the commercial one, which makes it easier to manipulate on the leather. It doesn't run off quite as readily. So makes it easier to work into the leather and give it a really good deep penetration. Right, I'm going to use some heat to set that. Now, as you can see already, the creases have been softened by a good 50-60% already. So I think we're going to have a nice result here. First thing I'm going to use is some 400 grit sandpaper and then some 1200 grit sandpaper. The 400 is just going to take the roughness off the creases, and then the 1200 is going to give it a nice smooth finish. Now that's it after being sanded down. As you can see, it's taken some of the colour off. That's actually not enough to require shoe dye. However, I'm going to show you this step just in case you ever want to use shoe dye. I'm just going to use some Fiebing's shoe dye. If you ever do get worn away spots on your shoes, it's a great way to make the colour uniform again. And if you do sand them first, it gives a good key, a bit like sanding wood, taking the top layer off wood to give it to allow it to take paint more easily. Just gives a nice base for the polish to go on. And just to save some time, I'm just going to use the heat gun to dry that out. Nice and gentle. So that's taking the surface back to a nice even black, which is going to be good for polishing. But before we do that, we're going to condition the leather. And to start with, I've got some melted beeswax, which I'm going to put Just start by painting that all over. As you can see, that pretty much hardens on contact with the leather, which is what we're looking for. Because once we've covered the shoe, we can melt that in again with the heat gun. Now, a lot of people ask, does the beeswax not then stop other things penetrating the leather? Actually, no. Because the beeswax itself is going to penetrate the leather. And this is the difference. This is why we do it like this, so that if you left the beeswax on the surface, it would make it waterproof. It would prevent anything else soaking in. That's what you call an occlusive layer, because that's now waterproof. But when you use the heat gun to heat it up, that's going to open the pores of the leather. It's going to allow the beeswax to melt and to soak in, and it's going to penetrate deeply into the leather. So it soaks in rather than sitting as a waterproof layer on the surface. Now I just wipe off the excess. Now the beeswax, you can do 3, 4, 5, as many coats as you want. The leather will tell you when it can no longer take any more, because it won't absorb any more beeswax. So you can keep going and keep going with multiple layers, but I'm just going to do the one for the sake of today's experiment. Next is my universal leather balm. Don't need very much of this. So I'll link to the recipe for this. I've done another video where I make the leather balm, and that'll be in the description. Now that does look very impressive as a shine. That's a little bit false advertising, because the shine there is just from the leather balm, which has oils and waxes in, which give it that shine. Quick brush just to make sure everything is properly evenly distributed across the surface of the shoe. Just a dab of Crème Surfine by Sophia. Again, not strictly speaking needed, but given that the shoes have been creased and dried out, I want to give them as much chance as possible going forward of being nourished and crease free. And while the wax polish gives a nice finish, a nice shine, it doesn't do anything to condition the leather. So this is the main advantage of using shoe creams rather than wax polishes. Having said that, the shoe cream doesn't give as nice a shine as the wax polish. So there's a bit of a trade-off there. And for the final shine, we're going to use some Sophia Pâte de Luxe. And that's the end result. I'm quite pleased with that in the short time that it's taken. One comment I get all the time on my shoe restoration videos is, You don't need to do all that. Oh, that's too much hassle. That's too much bother. I could never be bothered doing that. And yes, I'm sure for a lot of people, it would be too much effort. And you don't need to go through all of the steps every time with every pair of shoes. I just wanted to show you how you can go from that, and that was the better of the two shoes by far, to that with not a lot of effort, to be fair. But I'd be interested to hear, what steps of these would you take, if any? Would you just wax polish them and hope for the best, or would you do the whole lot? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care. I'll see you very soon.